Good morning.
Good morning.
So could you please give your name and the year that you graduated from Southwestern?
My name is Mark Zier, and I graduated in the 2019 and 2020 school year.
Okay. So Mark, can you tell us your job title and who your current employer is and how long you've worked at this company?
I'm working at a VAPCO in Tawnytown, Maryland. Worked here for a year and a half, and my job title is a machinery equipment technician.
Okay. So do you know, like, of the 16 national career clusters, which one it is that this career actually represents?
It would fall under manufacturing in my eyes,
Right.
just from the line of work that we do and really what's involved in the job.
Yep. Okay. So can you discuss your career path and how you got to where you are today? Maybe,
Well,
talking about in high school, what you did.
Yeah, well, it really started with Mr. Lee and taking all of his sheet metal classes and welding classes. I started welding when I was 12, and it kind of got me involved and wanted to be more hands-on because I think that's how I learned best. So I basically took every metal class I think you can in high school, and basically worked through there and got credentialing through Southwestern, got AWS credentialing and NIMS credentialing, and after doing that, I started to work my way into a pre-apprenticeship with Alumni, and kind of opened up a whole world of opportunities after that.
Okay. All right. So so you took a lot of the classes that were in the tech ed area. And you said you started when you were 12, that you kind of knew then?
Yeah.
Had an idea?
Yes. I started at 12. Yeah. And that was about where I was like, hey, this is really cool. And I could enjoy doing this for the rest of my life.
So was that through school or family, or, you did some things around the house, or what?
I bought my first car when I was 11. And when I was 12, I was fixing that car up with my dad.
So you turned an interest into something relating then to a career.
Yes.
Great. I know you were in the pre-apprenticeship program, so you took the class with Mr. Lee for the pre-apprenticeship where you were working on your credentialing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And I actually have your copies of those right here. So you completed fabrication math, which was in the AWS, American Welding. You also did safety and welding through AWS. And then the neat thing about you, I think, was that you were doing the also NIMS. You received certification there in job planning, bench work, and layouts, and also measurement, materials, and safety. So how do you think those helped you out, like with employment?
I think it kind of helped show them that I had proof of I actually did something pertaining to my job title, I guess, and it actually showed them like, hey, this kid has actually been trained by two prestigious places, AWS and NIMS, that he's been trained in both of these, and he can be very versatile and basically really do anything pertaining to those two things and anything he puts his mind to, I guess.
So do you feel that they did give you a good background of what it was you were getting into then in your job?
Yes, they did. I mean, welding is one of the most used processes in the world. I mean, it's used in everything you can look at, really. So it showed them that I can do that, and it showed them that machining, which is also widely used in anything in the world, that I can do that as well, I guess, and it helped be very versatile between lots of different things.
And then also, I assume that you had to submit a resume. Is that right?
I did, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yep. And then you put these on your resume too.
I did. I made a portfolio and kind of put them all together, and along with my resume.
Awesome.
And some of the work I did throughout high school.
So you did the class where you earned these credentials, and then you actually did the pre-apprenticeship work, which was at Elsner. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what that experience was like?
It's probably different from what a normal apprenticeship at Elsner's was, because it was right when COVID was like hitting bad. So it kind of cut it short, but it was unique because they had you kind of do a week in each station. So like the first week, I think I started with just manual mills and that kind of stuff, learning basic techniques and stuff on what was used back way long ago before they had all these computer controlled mills and that kind of stuff. So I did that, and then I went to the welding department, did some welding on a larger scale, and then I did some saw cutting, learned how to use pneumatic saw and that kind of stuff, which just speed up the process a lot. And then we went to I ended up, the last thing I did was learning a bunch of G-code, CNC machining, and programming. So it kind of gave me a mixture of everything, kind of let me dip my toes in everything and learn what interests me the most.
So at the end of that, then what happened when your pre-apprenticeship was finished?
I was really deciding on what I wanted to do with my career. So it was, they offered me a job there as a apprentice, basically. So they would send me through more schooling and that kind of stuff, and kind of grooming me to be a CNC machinist, basically. And then I got a job offer here too. So kind of had to pick between the two.
And if I recall, that was maybe that last week of high school for you, or close to it, that
Yeah,
here you
I was-
were with two nice job offers, and you just had to make that decision of where it was you were going to go.
Yeah, I was
Correct?
actually, yeah, I was in, yeah, it was somewhere towards the end of my school year. I was going to both places for interviews. So I was still doing school while I was doing interviews, I guess,
Mm-hmm. Right.
for a full-time job.
So what kind of encouraged you to maybe choose the one that you did choose, the Vapco job?
I think it was mainly just like long-term, I guess, benefits. They have an ESOP here. It really blows a 401k out of the water, in my opinion. And just, and I have a lot of family members that work here. I knew people that worked here already. I was kind of going in there, really not knowing anybody. It was not that it makes a difference, but I kind of just felt more right here, I guess, in my opinion. So kind of went with my
And
gut.
yeah, sure. That often happens too, that you do just know. It's something that you know, you can't put your finger on it. It can be a combination of the things. So,
Yeah.
also, what are you currently doing? You're going to school, correct?
Yes, I am.
Mhm.
Yep. I was working here for a while, and I was doing a lot of hands-on work with engineers and that kind of stuff, and it kind of gave me the interest to want to do a mixture of designing on the computer and a lot of CAD drafting and that kind of stuff, which I took in high school with Mr. Zier, and grew my interest there. And I also wanted to be out here doing prototyping and welding and machining and all that stuff, which I feel getting an engineering degree would allow me to do both. So they really wanted me to pursue that. So, and Avacco has a, not reimbursement, they basically pay you for your college. So you got to keep above a certain grade average, but as long as you keep above that, they'll help you out for your college.
So you're out of school how many years now?
I was probably out of school for a semester, maybe, and then I went back to college. So
Yeah, out of school for a semester. You
yeah,
got hired, and now your employer is paying for you to get your bachelor's, is it, or are you going for an associate?
it's going to be my bachelor's most likely.
Okay,
So
that's
I'm getting all my
awesome.
general
Wonderful.
educations at Hack, and then I'm transferring to Penn State,
Okay,
Harris Group.
great,
So
great. So, what do you like about this career path, or like the trades area that, why would you recommend maybe students consider the type of career path that you have chosen?
I guess 'cause it's never going to go away, and it's basically the base to anything in the world. I mean, without the trades, building buildings for you to house your offices, or building your cars, that kind of stuff, it's always going to be there. And I've always found myself to be a hands-on person, and I find a lot of enjoyment out of taking a piece of metal and seeing it end up as a finished product, in my opinion. So it's always just intrigued me, and it's always changing, and you got to learn to accept change. But it's always changing. It's always new things. I'm always doing something different. It's never old. So
And what's your favorite part of your job?
I guess the challenges that I face every day, and let's see, uh, favorite part I guess is also the people I work with, and just the fun times we have here and seeing things get done. I guess in my opinion, just yeah, it's fun. It makes it easy getting up in the morning, come here to work, find something you like to do. So
Um, so what is there anything about the job that you do find that is more difficult or like a challenge?
yeah, there's challenges and everything, but you got to take it head on, and you got to learn from it and learn how to do things, and basically just make it through it. I mean, you're always going to screw up, and there's always going to be mistakes you make, and you just got to learn from them and do it right the next time.
Very good advice. Um, so what personality traits do you think are necessary for someone who goes into this field?
Um, I think the major one's the willingness to learn. I mean, you always gotta want to learn and be better at things, and hard work, persistence, and that kind of stuff. It all combines together to be great at what you want to do. So if you put your mind to it, I mean, you can do anything. Else.
And what suggestions do you have for current students who might want to pursue this career path?
I guess would take chances, I guess, and it's explore and figure out what you enjoy and make that what you want to do for your life. Don't just pick something because everybody else is doing it or paying the most money. I mean, you got to find something you enjoy. It'll pay off eventually. So I guess to explore and take chances in life, and it'll pay off eventually.
And through exploring, how would they do that?
I mean, you could go to job fairs or look online, or I think you guys do like the YCal, I think, where you go around the local companies and that kind of stuff. Just explore your opportunities that are around you and companies that are around you, and see what they offer.
Taking the classes that you took, pre-apprenticeships, those
Yep.
kind of things too.
Yep. Yep.
It, so do you know about the employment outlook for the industry?
Yeah, I was looking it up today. It's I it says it's gonna stay about the same. I mean, jobs wise, they're always going to be available. It's never going to go away. But as technology, it's only going up from here, and you're going to have these robots come in. They're going to take over some people's jobs and that kind of stuff. But you're still going to need people to run those robots, and it's always going to be there. So jobs are always going to be there for manufacturing wise. So
Great. So do you have any other advice or anything else that you feel you would like to share with our students?
I guess would be one of the main things that Mr. Lee always taught me was you need to learn to read a tape measure,
Ah,
and that's very important. So learn how to read a tape measure before you graduate high school. Mm, I
that
guess
could
it
be
just
anybody too, right?
yeah, anybody can learn how to read a tape measure. Very
Sure.
important. So I guess just take every opportunity you have. Don't procrastinate, and make the best of it.
Well, Mark, my experience in working with you while you were in high school, you did take advantage of all the opportunities here. And I think that is probably what gave you an advantage in the, having two jobs, that you had to choose from while you're still in high school. So I enjoyed working with you. You definitely were a go-getter. The fact that you had the the credentials in two different areas through the AWS and also the NIMS, not everybody has that. So I just see a very bright future ahead for you. And I appreciate you being willing to talk with us and give some advice to our current students. So yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yes. And you've been out of school how long now?
Probably, I mean, my sister graduated last year, so 2 years, I guess.
2 years. 2 years and already you're doing a whole lot of different things with your job and looking at new opportunities too through furthering your education. So I just think it's important to get that point across to our students that maybe you'll start off going right into the workforce. but that doesn't mean that your education is over. Often you'll find employers who are willing to invest in you. So obviously Mark has done a great job at his employer, and they are willing to invest in him and actually help pay for his bachelor's degree. So that's something for our students to consider. And Mark, thanks so much for your time. And I look forward to hearing how your future goes.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.